Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your very first gameplay for the KV-7 U-13. This is a currently rank 3 battle rating 4.0 tank destroyer in the Soviet Ground Forces tech tree and is the main vehicle reward for the Dreams Come True anniversary event in War Thunder. If this thing looks a little bit weird, well, there's a good reason for it. It has 3 functional cannons. It's got a 76mm F-34 right there in the center and 2 45mm cannons flanking it on either side. Which means that this thing has a lot of firepower. Well, at least in theory. Being that this is 4.0 BR, I know that the F-34 cannon right in the center will be pretty sufficient for destroying enemy vehicles, whereas those 45s versus light vehicles will still do quite well. Otherwise, this thing is extremely heavily armored, or at least it looks extremely heavily armored, with up to 100mm in the front for the hull, 90mm all around the turret, 75 and 70 around the rest of the hull as well. This thing looks pretty good. However, as you can see, those max armor figures, at least on the front here, are limited to a few areas. For example, right here on the turret, or the casemate, if you will, it's really 75mm for the most part. Of course, this is a large amount of 100mm because you have this additional 25mm plate, but it's not going to be very difficult to shoot around that. Now, if you look at it with the 350B fuse, as you can see, I mean, just from a 500mm or a 500-meter shot, you shoot right into there, boom, you destroy some ammo, you get an ammo rack. You shoot right into there, very easy shot to make, boom, you wipe out half the crew and severely damage the rest. So it's not going to be an incredibly difficult vehicle to kill. I mean, heck, even right next to the turret, it's going to be a pretty easy shot. So there's a lot of exposed areas, and to make it even worse, if you look at it on the inside here, look at all this ammunition and also the fuel tanks. This thing is chock full of ammo and fuel, and then to make it even, well, worse if you want to consider it to be as such, it's completely cramped when it comes to crew members. So you have 6 crew members, but they are just stuffed in there right next to the fuel and the ammo, so it'll be a very interesting vehicle to play. That being said, let's get into a few matches, see how this thing does, but I am stoked to be able to use the KV-7. That said, let's get into it. So of course, here we are with the KV-7. I'm going up a flank, and in my first few matches I've tried with this thing, I will tell you guys this, it has been pretty much up tiers. This is like I think a 4.7 BR match, which sucks because a lot of 4.7 BR-ish vehicles are going to be able to pen this thing regardless. You know, so it's just not going to be a very... I feel like firepower on this thing is largely sufficient for its own BR. However, the armor probably won't be. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with the shaping of it. Even though it is relatively thick, it's just not really well shaped. So, when it comes down to it, though... Okay, I think we have an enemy right there. Ooh, very nice. We have ourselves... Oh, we got him with the 2 45s. You gotta love it. Okay, we have an enemy right there. Unfortunately, the reverse speed on this thing is just booty chatter. I really wish I could go help out my friends a little bit better, a little bit quicker, but... I'm so sorry, guy. The M42 just got him. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Got the vertical cannon drive, and we... Oh, I thought I was going to have the final kill. Oh, whoa. What is going on here? Okay, I'm just going to aim this one. Okay, there we go. So the aiming is a little bit funky on this, as one could probably have hazarded a guess. Okay, we have an enemy right there. Hopefully he moves up really soon. If not... Okay, you know what? I think that's him, right? No, that's a bush. But we do have a Sherman coming up. Okay, we have ourselves an engine hit, and more hits! Those 45s from the side are pretty damn decent. Like, I always knew that they were okay, but... Like, I'm actually really happy with them thus far. We have another enemy coming up, I think. And he's gone! Wow! Okay, we're doing okay with this thing. I think the firepower is plenty good. Like, if you screw up with a single shot, then you have follow-up shots. Quite literally, follow-up shots. Quick ones that you could just make. So I'm actually quite happy with this thing thus far. I mean, is it amazing? Nope. Okay, is that an Achilles? Nope, it's an M10. But, damn! This thing is pretty damn good. I mean, like, the individual cannons aren't, I'll say that much, but they also aren't bad. I mean, like, that's the thing when it comes to Russian vehicles. Yeah, they don't really have a ton of armor pen, at least at this BR. However, they've got plenty of explosive filler, and that's what I'm seeing here. 100+ grams of explosive filler equivalent. Okay, I'm sorry, guy. Okay, and that just went right through. That was a standard cannon. Oh my goodness gracious! The slaughter... Oh, I'm dead. I'm not dead! What is even going on here? I'm gonna probably die here, though. I've gotta. Right? Like, this has gotta be illegal, what's going on. This thing is great! This is gonna be the only vehicle I use! Until I get bored of it, of course. Wow, I've got 8 kills thus far. This is my second or third match, whatever it is. Like I said, I've gotten to a few up tier, so I think this is probably my 3rd match with this vehicle. Probably gonna get killed here. You never typically want to cross this area, if you can help it. But not bad. I mean, and I think it's really telling too that I again am in a partial up tier, 4.7 BR, and I'm getting kills with the 45s, which in my opinion is, that's again very telling. Like, of course I expect it with the 76, but with the 45s, that's good. Well, that's good news for me, not so much for the enemy, of course. But it also just so happened to be that I was fighting a lot of lightly armored vehicles with those 45s. Cheeto, for example, side armor of Sherman's. So it's not like all too unexpected, of course. However, ooh, I'm just gonna fire the 45s. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. I didn't wait long enough for the gun to settle. But what does it matter? What does it matter, right? Like, when you have that 76 as a follow-up, I think a lot of my success in this match, to be fair, is that, again, I'm fighting a lot of enemies from the side that just don't know I'm there. Like, it just, for some reason, they totally forewent, I guess, or rather, flanking was a foregone sort of thing. They just didn't do it in this match. And so I really benefited. 9 kills. 3 times as many kills as anyone else on the team. Wow. Just wow. So that said, I think this match is pretty much over. I'm not expecting anything else to happen here. So let's get into another match. See how we can do, but first impressions of this thing, pretty positive. I mean, again, am I blown away? No. But I like it. Can I... Nope. I can't. Really, I didn't get an assist for that. Anyways, let's get into the second match, see how we can do. Okay, we actually have an enemy here. And as you can see, he's just bouncing. And now we got another destruction. So that's 10 kills. Now let's get into the to the next match. But I just wanted to include that. 1, because it was another kill. But 2, because I didn't really have many challenges from the front. And this vehicle dealt pretty well with the standard Sherman. While the mobility on this vehicle, honestly, isn't all too bad, it really isn't all that great either. I think it's largely just due to its meh top speed. Ooh. Oh no, I missed. Okay, we got a transmission hit, we got a track. Oh, that's not good. Well, I can go ahead and back up. He's just going to keep on doing whatever. He took out 1 cannon, which good on him, I guess, but I'm still here, buddy. And he's dead, so we're going to go ahead and push up real soon. I know that the enemy is, like, somewhere under this thing. And there we go. Not a great showing on my part, but hey, you know what? This thing survived a frontal hit by a Stug, so I cannot complain all too much. The other KV-7 saved my butt. A little bit, at least. This is gonna be nice. Hopefully. Yes, it is. And we have ourselves an easy kill. Against a KV-2. Ooh. Okay, we have ourselves some hits. And a kill. Very nice. Not too bad. And again, I think, like, that's going to be the main thing here. Like, I'm using the APH EBC because, like, the solid shot only has 3mm more of armor pen, which, in my opinion, really isn't worth it, especially considering that these are secondary shots. You know, I'd much rather have the slightly worse, like, very slightly worse, armor pen, and then, of course, have the, whatchamacallit, be a little bit better. The post-pen damage. Ooh, that was ugly. That wasn't, though. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, somebody just mentioned in the chat in this match that this thing is probably going to go up to 4.7. I don't know if it will. I could see 4.3. Possibly. I mean, it could go up to 4.7. Who knows? But as of current, this thing is... It feels very, very powerful at its current BR. Okay, there's an enemy there, and he is gone. And don't be like, oh, Tankason, you're in their base. It's like, where else are we gonna go? You know, as much as I hate to say it. But that said, barring any further action, let's get into another. Ooh, speaking of further action, we have a German TD. Oh, we did. Yeah, okay, that's it. I feel bad now. So that said, let's get into another match, see what we can do, and yeah, I mean, I'm impressed by this thing thus far. Very, very impressed by it. It's got really nice firepower. Let's get into it. Damn! I feel really bad being in their base, man. I'm gonna get out of this. It's not right. Now, actually, that's one thing that you do have to remember with this vehicle, is that the 45s are going to be a bit more difficult to aim than, or not difficult to aim, I shouldn't say that, but they're not exactly the same to aim as the 76, because the 76 actually has 100 meter per second lower muzzle velocity than the 45. So at a longer range, you kind of have to aim a bit lower. It's a little bit more difficult to aim in that regard. But otherwise, I mean, they're fairly comparable insofar as range is concerned. Even, like, armor pen isn't so much worse on the 45s compared to the 76. I mean, of course, it is worse, but not so terribly. I'm going to try to actually aim a little bit higher up for that turret. If I can get the front... There we go. We have ourselves a nice kill. But in general, how do I feel about this vehicle? I like it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. The armament is really, really nice. It delivers a really powerful 1-2 punch that I just don't feel like a lot of vehicles have the capability to do. Like, if you... This is kind of like an M6A1 on performance-enhancing drugs. I'll just say that. This thing is... My apologies for the little noise there. This thing is very, very powerful in that regard. Is that a martyr? I'm going to use my 45s on him. Woo! Very nice. It's very good. You know, I mean, you have a few different ways to kill. And I mean, like, the armor pen on this, 70 millimeters, not terrible, especially when fighting lower BR enemies, especially when fighting things like light tanks. They can actually get the job done quite well. And so, I mean, the overall firepower on this vehicle is really good. The armor pen is good enough, in my opinion. You know, the BR, as of right now, in my opinion, is very favorable. However, there are some issues I have been experiencing with this vehicle, namely in the fact that, like, it's, once its armor stops working, like, versus a high BR enemy, for example, or, let's just say, a Panzer IV, somehow I got that, it just stops working, you know, and that's kind of the problem with so many of these tanks, is that, like, they're good until they're not. And so, while the armor on this vehicle is very good in a certain, like, in a certain type of way, it's tough to say, like, maybe kind of like how the Tiger armor is really, really good, like, you can angle with it. I just feel like once it's done, and then, like, you get into the inside of this thing, it's just packed full of crew, it's packed full of so many things, like ammo, fuel, this, that, and the other, where you're gonna die, pretty much. Like, almost every shot, with very few exceptions, has been a one-shot kill versus me. Like, every time I've died, rather. Yeah, that's a Panzer IV. Got a little lucky. Not bad. I don't think he realizes the danger he's in. Maybe I'm in danger. Maybe I am the danger. Very few. Okay, that was actually a rare non-killing blow, so I actually got through. But I also kind of feel like, despite the fact that the top speed on this thing kind of sucks, it actually is a pretty decent flanker. And I think it's largely due to its nice firepower, which does kind of lend towards flanking. Like, if you can get behind the enemy lines, you'll have a good amount of enemies typically in front of you, and when you have, you know, relatively decent armor pen, and also, of course, explosive filler in both of your shots, you'll do quite well. And I feel like this is a good example of that. And, like, the first match I had with this vehicle is a really good example of that. I had 10 kills. So, in general, yeah, this thing is quite impressive. I don't think that this thing is going to stay at 4.0 for all too long. I could see 4.3 for a time being, and then them going from there. But the thing is, literally every one of my matches, I probably played this thing a dozen times thus far, every single one has been an up tier of some kind. So I'm not entirely sure how long that's going to last, but it's not very, like, I don't really know if that's going to matter all too much in general. Once this thing, like, goes into, you know, like, let's say if it goes up to 4.3 BR, it's probably still going to be fighting the same enemies that was before. So I'm not all too worried about it, if it ever did get an up tier insofar as it affecting the performance of this vehicle. But again, like, the front armor of this thing, it's thick, it's just not sloped. Okay, there he is. I'm going to try to pull him out there. Okay, we have a commander hit. Okay. And the cannon barrel. Let's move on up. Got really lucky. Well, kind of lucky. A little bit of luck with that. I'm going to try to fire right there. And he's probably moving. Yeah. Okay. Just got to keep on moving up. We have a martyr somewhere up there. He might be dead at this point. Not entirely sure. Just got to keep on moving up on this guy. Hopefully get ourselves a kill. Okay, I think I see him. Yep, and we have ourselves our 7th kill. But, I mean, this isn't really an abnormal result for me thus far. What can I say? Like, this is such a good vehicle. And I feel like they put it at 4.0 for a few reasons. One, so that people could have a lot of fun with it when it first comes out. I almost kind of think, like, they knowingly had to make it this BR because they knew it would be so damn good. But two, I also kind of feel like they kind of thought, oh, well, the combination of armor pen that this thing has on top of course, mediocre... Okay, what is this guy doing? On top of course, like... the fact that it doesn't have a turret, and, you know, the armor can be a bit weak depending on the scenario. So I kind of feel that they put a lot of that thought together in their heads, And then they kind of said to themselves, oh, well, yeah, we can put this at 4.0. And it, for some reason, that just kind of worked in their mind, even though it probably shouldn't have. So, in general, yeah, this thing is really good. I've had 2 10-plus kill matches thus far. A few, like, 5-plus kill matches. And I don't think I've had any matches where I didn't kill. Maybe one? Oh, is that... Okay, that guy just spawned in. I don't want to kill him. Or even start shooting at him. That'd be kind of wrong. Rather, what we do is you wait a few seconds. Nah, I'm joking. Okay, this guy knows I'm here. And we have ourselves a kill. Ooh, that's not good. But I feel like I'm going to die in a few moments. So, barring any further action... Oh, my... Oh, no! Oh. Oh. Okay, I didn't really do anything. That was weird. Come on, man, really? Really? But, you know, with that said, let's just kind of move up here. I want to try to take a shot at this guy. He's probably looking at me a little, I would imagine. Back up. Only expose my strong frontal armor. Oh, we have an enemy. Got the track. Oh, no. How could I only get the track? Well, and we got the kill. 12 kills. Not too bad. We have an Ostwind or something over there. But yeah, I mean, this thing is awesome. It's awesome. Earlier today, after like my first 3 or 4 matches, I had something like a 17-2 KD with this thing. So it's just, to me, yeah, 4.0 is a bit low. 4.3 maybe. I could see it going up to 4.7 though, depending on a few factors. So I'm really impressed by this thing. The KV-7 U-13 is probably the most effective of their vehicles that they've released for the anniversary. More effective than the TOG. More effective than the... Well, probably more effective than the TOG, I would say. The TOG was good, but it's not this good. This thing is more effective than the Storm Tiga, for sure. This thing just rules. I mean, like, there's no difficulty in killing enemies at this BR. And again, most of my matches are in up tiers, and I'm having no problems with this. It's just honestly shocking to me how good this thing is. I've got 2,881 points. Like, I could have called a nuke about 3 minutes ago. Anyways, the long and short of it, this thing is awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have the means, definitely go ahead and get it. I don't think it's going to be this awesome for this long, but we'll have to wait and see, you know, what exactly happens with it. But KV-7 U-13, like, this is one of those rare vehicles. I mean, it's essentially got an autocannon, you know, like a World War II style, like, autocannon in a way, with how quickly this thing can fire. So, get it. Go ahead, get it. This thing rules right now. It's going to probably still be good at 4.3 BR, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is probably their best event vehicle thus far. I mean, I am shocked by how good it is. Like, I knew it would be good because, like, the M6A1, for example, is good in how that thing has a multi-main cannon setup, but I did not expect it to be this good. By the way, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you don't mind, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. Let me know what you guys think about this vehicle and also the video in the comments below. I'm always interested in reading those. But either way, thanks so much, and I will see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.